Ta-da.
Hello, folks. It is the Podsquad with Jane Maulucci, Talina Massey, Wendy Card, and yours truly, Colleen Roberts. We want to thank you big time today for joining us for Newburn Now's podcast. Today is March 18th, 2021, and this is episode 177.
Wow, that's fantastic. We're connecting you with the people, places, and happenings in Newburn and the surrounding areas. So join in the conversation by commenting on this live stream on Newburn Now's Facebook page. And we'd like to know what you think. That's how we'll learn about each other and our community at large and find out what's making you tick. And Talina, what's going on?
You know, before we get started, we have a contest.
All right.
So, to be entered to win, make sure that you comment during today's show and on Newburn Now's Facebook page. On Newburn Now's Facebook page. Not anyone who shares it, but Newburn Now's Facebook page. So with that, Wendy, what's the trivia question?
Okay, it's Women's History Month, so we got a little bit of history. So what organization reaches across class, culture, and ethnic boundaries to ensure all girls have a place to grow and develop their leadership skills?
Oh.
That should be an easy one, but Laura guessed something else. So
So if you think you know it, comment on the Facebook page. And if there are several right answers, then what do you do, Wendy? Do you pick the first one, or what? How does that work?
I put them in a bucket, and at 7 o'clock tonight, I'll draw the name, and they'll win a gift card to a local restaurant.
Ooh, super.
Very nice.
So give us the question again in case they missed it, because now you've got their attention.
Yeah.
Okay. What organization reaches across class, cultural, and ethnic boundaries to ensure all girls have a place to grow and develop their leadership skills?
Awesome.
And
And if you need a refresher, we will visit the trivia question throughout the podcast, so there will be more opportunities to answer. So
Yes.
Wendy would say the Navy and I would say the Air Force, but I don't think that's the right answer.
Oh yeah, we joined. Well, I joined when I was a girl. I was only 17 when I signed.
Oh my gosh, you were a little kid.
Yeah.
and Talina too, you served.
I did. In the
When
Marine
did
Corps.
you?
Oh, you're Marine. All right, then we got them all.
You joined
What
out of
one?
boot camp, right? Out of high school, right? Talina?
I am. I was a 9/11 Marine. So once 9/11 happened, I was for sure that I was going to the service and went right out of high school.
Wow.
Wow, you go, girl.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
I'm surrounded by wonderful military service women.
Yes, we're scary.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Air Force, Marine, Navy. That's all right, Colleen.
You'll still let me stay and
Oh, definitely. You're our anchor. So.
Part of the cool kids.
yay, part of the cool kids. Talina said it. Yay.
Well, that's a first for me.
Yeah,
Thanks,
me too. I'm usually one of those. Anyway, okay.
Bubbly,
TMI.
bubbly, busy Talina Massey. How are you? We haven't seen you in a while.
I am exhaustingly excited about everything that is going on throughout our city. Springtime is a great time for Newburn and Eastern North Carolina. Not only are the flowers blooming, but so are the opportunities to get out and safely be with your neighbors. So with that being said, I would like to thank everyone who came out to the first Craven Arts Council Get to Know You luncheon on Tuesday. It is something new, new initiatives from the Bank of the Arts and Craven Arts Council to get out into the community and bring the community into their creative spaces. So there was a luncheon at 12 at the Bank of the Arts, housed about 16 people safely, socially distanced. And it was a success. It was with the young urban professionals of Eastern North Carolina,
Nice.
and the local branch of the NAACP. And again, it was a diverse crowd, different backgrounds, different ages, all came together to see the beautiful Bank of the Arts and the exhibits that are in there. If you went to Art Walk on Friday, you probably saw those as well. But also to talk to other individuals who have other creative ideas to bring to the space, or how the Arts Council can serve out in the community. So we got some good feedback. Our banner project, we were able to get more people involved with that. And if anyone doesn't know, the Arts Council currently is doing a banner project where any business or organization can buy a banner for $225, and it will be hung up somewhere downtown between Spring and Mumfest. So great value for $225. You can have a banner put up with your organization, with your art, with a art of your choosing, as long as you have permission to use that image. Get that to John, our gallery director, as soon as possible. And you can see your banner flying high somewhere in downtown Newburn. They will let you know where it will be, and you will be able to have your banner when they take them down and get ready for Mumfest.
Yeah.
So again,
And Talina, I just wanted to, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I was afraid you were going to go into more with the Arts Council. Big shout out to you guys. You're on the board at the Art Council, and you're a member of YUP and the NAACP. It's just, it's my first time like out with people that it wasn't one-on-one, and it wasn't a crowd or anything like that, but it's the first time I've seen Talina, and I don't remember when. It's like face to face. It's like, wow, you look, people look even better, in person. And it was a terrific event. It was great to see Miss Carol Beckton, and people that I've met in the past, and new people. It was just a wonderful thing. And thank you for doing that. And I love the banner project. So
definitely appreciate it. And because of feedback like yours, we will be doing more, possibly once a quarter. If your organization is interested in doing anything like that, or collaborating with the Arts Council, please feel free to reach out to me or anyone else on the board. We have amazing diversity and amazing individuals with great backgrounds that are on the board. So, as well as the boards of YUP and the NAACP. If you would like to know any more information about those organizations as well, I am a triple entendre. Please feel free to give me a ring. Everyone else does anyway. So.
Talina, could you please tell us how to do the banners, though? Is there a website that we can go to?
Yes, you can go to the Craven Arts Council website. I will put that up under the on the Newburn Now Facebook page, the link to their website, and you can pay for your banner there. There is also a paper application. If you would like, you can pick that up at the Bank of the Arts, or I can drop one off to you, and you can mail a check as well to the Bank of the Arts.
Great. Thanks so much. That's wonderful.
The luncheon, is that something you think you will do again?
I believe so. Just based off, again, the feedback and just the response that we received from people who were like, I didn't even know the Bank of the Arts was here, or I didn't know that they did the Unity Hands at the Broad Street Christian Church, which is beautiful. You go back there and see that.
Yeah.
And they're doing more stuff with Promise Place, and they're going to have something for Domestic Abuse Awareness Month as well. So just the different things that they're getting out in the community doing. You guys are more than welcome to, like I said, participate and collaborate. It makes sense because we're out in the community and we're trying to be more visible in the community. So yes, not just myself, but again, if any other organization is interested in doing it, feel free to contact us, and we will try to set that up based on the exhibits that we have, because some exhibits in there are a lot bigger than others.
Yeah. And
we can accommodate more space and more people for different times. So just give us a ring.
Yeah. Right. And Jonathan Berger, the director, I met him, and Marin and Dara was there. Anyway, he told me that the lunch, the food is made by volunteers. So it's not catered or anything. It's just simple, and it looked like everyone was, I didn't eat, but it was just, people looked like they were enjoying it, and everyone was wearing masks, and it was just, it was wonderful. And if we all could do this together, like you guys did at this luncheon, I think we're headed in a great direction.
Right.
Our town, so
I appreciate it. Definitely, for sure. A lot of organizations were represented. I don't want to keep going on and on about it, but I thank Triumph Palace and Sharon Bryant for being there, Carol Beckton of African American Heritage and Cultural Center, Life of the Village, that beautiful building they're building on Broad Street, down there past the community building. It says the Village at the top, has the blackout windows. Yeah,
cool. Yeah.
There. And Mike Williams of Habitat for Humanity, the president of the NAACP, Pam Woods. I can go on and on, but it was, like I said, a good kaleidoscope of the gems of Newburn.
That's great.
Yes.
Very nice. Well, thanks for sharing that with us. And I mean, I could keep asking you questions too. How is Yup? Any update on Yup?
Yes, Yup is great. And we are preparing our regional Black business directory right now so that you can make it easier, just like Yelp has done in being able to identify our minority businesses. Yup is working on a project as well to be able to identify our regional Black businesses, and partnering with some amazing people to be able to do that and come up with its own app. So stay tuned for that as we try to make it easier to connect resources and people and businesses together to our diverse mission throughout the city.
Very cool.
Yep.
Thanks.
I'm exhausted.
Exactly.
No wonder she doesn't sleep very much.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the kids, it's everything else.
Exactly. Not to mention the teenagers and working and teaching them how to drive and all of that. So I think I got more busier during COVID, which is somehow impossible, but possible.
It's
Yes.
very possible. Very possible.
I'm not
Very
sure who
possible.
would want to go after that, after.
Oh, I
Talina's
will.
business. But yeah, Jane, how are you doing?
Oh, well, I'm pretty bored right now after listening to Talina. Yeah, I got nothing. I want to tell you that last night we had the Coastal Women's Forum meeting, St. Patrick's Day meeting, and it was on Zoom. But at the end of the meeting, they announced that there's going to be a real live meeting in April.
Wow.
Yes, but
Very nice.
it's going to be limited by, the size of the room and what the restrictions are by that time. But I just thought that was exciting to hear that we're moving forward and we might be able to see people live and in person. And like you say, it's different and it's really exciting when you get to see someone you haven't seen in so long. So watch for that. But it will be a limited invitation. Normally we have about 70 women that attend these luncheons, but we'll only be able to seat 25. And then everybody else will have to join on Zoom. So it's a first come, first serve thing. So if you're interested and you're a member, jump in there quick like a bunny. And then on March 31st, Martin Brosman and I are doing another meetup for Newburn and Raleigh alignable people. Either you're a member already or you want to be one and you want to learn about alignable. So just, join us. And that's from 9:30 to 10:30. And it's a lot of fun. We do a lot of connection and networking and referring. And also, if you have a question about alignable, we'll answer it for you or try to. And, we're cruising on through there. So that's about all that I've got so far. I cannot keep up with Talina.
None of us can.
Right.
And then to kind of like let her secret out, didn't she say before the show now she's looking for a puppy?
Yeah. She's looking for a puppy.
Yep.
And what is a Yorkie you're looking for?
Or any small breed that, is willing to be adopted to a loving home with me and my 2 children. So yes.
So if anybody has a puppy, put it in the Newburn Now Facebook page and we'll get that to Talina so that she can have a puppy lickety split.
On top
And if
of
it's housebroken,
everything
that's
else.
even better.
Yeah. They will keep the kids busy.
Exactly.
Teach
Teach
them
them responsibility.
Teach them responsibility. Yes, Talina, definitely. Yep.
I know what you mean, Wendy, about finally getting to see people in person. that's the way I felt at the ribbon cutting for the law enforcement training center that I was talking about last week.
Yes.
You walk up to people, and it's funny because what reminded me of it is Miss Becton was also there, and I mean you just like, hi, how have you been? You know,
You're real.
Wait, can I touch you? No.
Elbows. You can do elbows.
yeah. And city buildings were closed, you know, until September something, and so I really haven't even seen a lot of the city staff. So the police officers started showing up, you know, and I'm like, hey man. It is different, even if you've seen people on Zoom and caught and have remained caught up with them. You know, now we're getting to go out and be around, you know, people and get together somewhat in smaller numbers, and it's just, yeah, it is kind of cool. Get to see them close up again.
It's a great feeling, and another great feeling is I got my COVID shot today, my first one. Woohoo!
Yay! Oh, that's
Yay.
wonderful.
And Laura got hers, but she had Reload Drugs. So Reload is doing their chain is doing the shots, and also I went to Carolina East, the Express Lab, which used to be ECIM, and they did just an amazing job. My shot, the person that immunized me was Vivian, and she did a wonderful job. And I just thank you know, CCHC, the health department, Carol, all the people that are doing this. So we can do this, folks.
Yeah,
So
I'm telling you, getting that shot makes a big difference in how you mentally feel about the world. You know, it's just better. When my husband got his shot, I was like, oh, good. And then I was able to get mine, and it's great. And so I've got to get my second one later this month. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to have that out of the way. My little COVID pod, everybody has gotten at least their first shot. So that's really great.
Good.
So Wendy, how are you feeling? Are you sore yet, or?
No, actually, when you're in the service, they used to, I don't know if Talina, they were doing this at that time when you were in, but Jane knows with you remember the metal guns they would,
yeah.
You'd walk through and they just inject you, you know, did they have that?
Single
Talina?
file line. Yeah, single file line. Sit outside the medical tents and wait for your platoon to go, and everybody lines up single file, and they have doctors and nurses on each side, and they just start shooting you with the guns.
Yeah, the pneumatic guns. So that, but they hurt, you know, and I had actually I had a typhoid vaccine at one point, one of the many, and I ended up in the hospital with IV antibiotics when I re-enlisted in the hospital bed. But so I mean,
you didn't learn.
This is nothing. This is going to be nothing. I'm just, you know, the benefits outweigh any kind of arm pain, you know, yeah.
It's funny when I talk to veterans, you know, who have gone through the shot thing, all the guys talk about is how many of them fell out. And I'm like, really? Because I don't remember any of the women having a problem.
Yeah.
It's like, stand there, get the shot, you know, don't be a wimp and just go. But the guys were like, oh, having all kinds of problems and passing out, and, you know.
When I used to draw their blood, I don't know how many, or take, you know, to get the needle out, they just would drop to the ground. It was just like, what? Yeah, I don't know. I really don't remember any woman doing that, but okay, we're not going to pick on the guys.
Right. So. Even though it is Women's Month. All right.
Yeah. But we have guests.
Yes, we do. So who are we talking to first, Miss Wendy?
Talina, it's Tanicka, right?
Yes.
Tanicka.
So Tanicka Mars, and she is owner with her husband Jesse Mars of Playtime Bounce House Party Supplies on News Boulevard, right in the plaza where the movie theater is.
And there she
is.
Yay! How are you?
She's still muted. There she is.
There we go.
Hi.
Awesome.
How are
Welcome.
you?
I'm doing good. I'm at work now, as you can see.
So how's it going today? You guys busy today?
Not so much today. I think the rain kind of brought everybody in,
Yeah.
but usually we are kind of bumping and busy towards the end of the week. So
Well, tell us a little bit about Playtime Bounce House, because you're not just bounce houses, right?
yes, that's correct. We started 2012 with just bounce houses and inflatables. We opened the party store in 2015, and we do pretty much everything party related. We have balloons, we have concessions, we do rental equipment like throne chairs.
Ooh.
This year we did start yard signs. So like the happy birthday signs with the name, graduation signs. We could do signs for weddings, like any event you can think of, we could do for yard signs. We also started Jelly Ball this year. It's kind of like a paintless paintball. So,
Oh, wow. Huh.
so all of the fun, none of the mess.
That's cool.
Yeah. And we also have games. We do games like we have Giant Jenga, Giant Connect Four. So anything for like backyard fun. Companies wanting to do things with, well, I know everybody's socially distancing now, but once everything starts to open back up a little bit more, companies having their events for their employees and stuff, we do that as well. So,
That's one of the things I was going to ask you is how your business was impacted by COVID, because we know so many of our small businesses really suffered last year.
yes. And it was kind of amazing because the backyard parties kind of bumped up significantly because people still wanted their kids to have fun and stuff. So we did a lot more backyard parties for like the individual families and stuff. Not so much many church events, but the backyard stuff did do good. We're hoping this year it does the same. I know a lot of people are doing the vaccines, and so we're hoping that that trend continues, and we do sanitize all our equipment before and after, making sure everybody still stays safe. And usually parties are families, so we don't really have to worry about too many people. So it's like the family. So yeah.
Now, as the world opens back up, I really envision that there is just going to be a surge in the economy, and we're all going to want to do fun things. And so when do you recommend that people start, I guess, making reservations for different types of games and equipment? Because I could really see it getting easily overloaded.
We already have a couple of events for Easter already.
Wow.
I usually try to tell people the sooner that you know you want to do something, the better, because it does get busy. And we do, once it starts getting hot, so somewhere around mid-April, we get booked up pretty quickly. So the sooner the better, I do tell people.
Is there a website or something where people can see the extent of all the games and bounce houses and things that you have?
Yes. Our website is playtimebouncehouse.com, and it's also on our Facebook page, Playtime Bounce House Party Store. So either or, you can see everything that we have. We're constantly adding more pictures, more videos, and sometimes we sponsor ads and stuff. So we're definitely out there.
Yeah, I've been following you since you started. You may not know it, but I'm just really happy for you. And
Thank you.
As things open up, and I'm really praying for success. But things launching again, I'm sure they will be hot as can be, as the weather,
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
So
yeah,
shameless testimonial. I met this amazing woman doing volunteer work with Corey Purdy and her husband, Jesse, at Wash Away Unemployment several years ago. And it was just an amazing relationship, amazingly authentic people. I've play spades with her mom and things like that. They are very family friendly, and it's a family business.
Mhm.
And they're very much in the community. I actually saw them again and didn't know you guys have an artist in the family, correct? Because you were at the
Yes.
Juneteenth display at the
Yes.
Arts last year. So can you
Yes.
tell me a little bit how that was a connection?
Well, my uncle, he's the artist, and he did a number of different pieces. I know he did a Malcolm X portrait, a Martin Luther King portrait, and then he had just different portraits. One, it was like a little boy sitting by a fountain, just chilling, sitting there and everything. And it was nice. He drew a picture of my grandmother. I think that was the most viewed one. It was a picture of my grandmother that he hand drew and hand painted. So it was a wonderful experience.
Amazing. And what's his name?
Paul Fonville.
I know
Oh,
that
Fonville.
name. I know that
Yeah.
name.
Mm-hmm. So it's just been amazing to watch you throughout these years. I was able to utilize them for the Brain Tap Christmas party last year because you had that 6-foot karaoke machine that looked like an iPhone. It was great. It was a hit. So I definitely have the experience of being around you and your family throughout these years. And you guys are just some very authentic, Newburnian good stuff that we like to see. So I appreciate you, woman of history, and your family and what you guys, your family run business at the party.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys too. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I want to ask you real quick about Jesse because I miss seeing him.
Yes, and he's still around. He's mainly with the bounce side portion with getting inflatables together, making sure that they're sanitized correctly and everything. But he's still around.
And
Well, tell him we said hi.
Oh, we will.
I was going to say, if
Awesome.
people don't know who Jesse is, can you give us a fact about him really quick? Your awesome other half.
Oh, well, Jesse, he's a Renaissance man. He does some of everything. He's a part of Yup.
And he
Oh
was
gosh,
the
now
youngest
this should help.
firefighter in Bern. Was he the youngest firefighter or something in
I
Bern?
think so. Wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
I believe he was the youngest firefighter with the city. He was with Newburn Fire and Rescue for 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I met him through the Small Business Center. And I know that he took a class with Bob Matkowski on photography, and I was in that class with him, and he showed me those fantastic chairs that you rent out. And I think those are just the coolest thing. So that's great. You have such an assortment of opportunities for people to just really celebrate. It's outstanding. I'm glad you've got the store too. It's really something to see a business go from start to this marvelous blossoming. So congratulations. Keep up the good work.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Real quick before we let you go, how can we find you on social media if we want to look at some of your photos and follow you?
Right now we just have the Facebook page, so it's Playtime Bounce House Party Store on Facebook. We're looking to do Instagram, but we'll see.
All right.
And the website is the same, playtimebouncehouse.com.
Well, thank you for
Great.
joining us. It's so nice to meet you virtually and hopefully in person one of these days, sooner than later. So I hope
Keep
you
up
have
the
a
good work.
yeah. Thank you. Have
Thank
a
you.
wonderful day. Bye.
Bye, Tanicka.
Bye.
Okay.
So cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
They have everything.
Yeah, they do. You can have such a great party. Go to their store and you'll find everything you need to have a great party.
When I told somebody they were coming on the show, they were like, the grown-up chair people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
yep.
They are so cool.
I bet you that's a lot of work to clean clean all that stuff, especially the bounce houses. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Big project. Do you want to review the trivia questions since we're about at the halfway point, Wendy?
I do. And there's people that comment on the social media. It is, what organization reaches across class, cultural, and ethnic boundaries to ensure all girls have a place to grow and develop their leadership skills? And so far we have one answer or guess. And Ramona says, hi, ladies. Hello, Talina and Sonia. Haven't seen you in a while. Hello, ladies.
Oh,
I don't know. Was Ramona at that event the other day?
she was not, because she is an EC teacher at JT Barber. So
Oh,
she was
okay.
not able to get away, but she did send her representative, her sister, who was the seamstress with
Okay, there we go. Yeah,
They are
very
sisters.
cool.
Mhm.
Well, thank you for teaching, Ramona. I couldn't do it. I mean, I was a Navy instructor. They were adults, and yeah.
They're the worst, the adults.
Well, no, I tell them outside, go stand against the wall if you're acting up. So, but that was back in the 80s, things were different then. So,
Yeah, bless her heart, because she does the younger kids too. I think I am much better with the teenagers, mentoring the teenagers and things, because the younger kids, I don't know. They didn't issue me patience at the Marine Corps, so I'm not sure that I have any. So.
I am 100% with you. I love kids.
Mhm.
I don't have any patience. Gets me in trouble sometimes.
Mhm.
Oh, goodness. Well, at City Hall, we've had a couple people who have come into the front desk and they're like, man, what's going on in that room over there? Where the big glass pane is. We have several people safely in I call that the beehive. You walk up, you see everybody sitting around a big conference table and stuff. It is budget season for us. So all of our department heads are presenting their budgets to the budget committee. Our fiscal years run July 1 through June 30th. So, and I really feel for the management staff and the budget committee, because I think the requests in the budget are $10 million over what our general annual budget is for the city. And so every year, that means we have to make several cuts, right? Departments are not going to get everything that they want. And so, but this is the week to come in with your, best case for having money to do a project next year. So every time I see one of the department heads, which I won't name any names, Charlie Bouchard, Utilities Department, I think is trying to bribe people this week because he brought in bacon to his budget presentation.
Wow.
So I know. I said, do you think you're going to get everything in your electric utility budget by bringing in that bacon? But he let me have a piece. I was happy. But so we have that going on this week. And speaking of the electric department, I really feel like, they always need a shout out because of everything that they do. But we have fairly recently started weekly reports that are shared with the Board of Aldermen to kind of keep up with what staff is doing. And I was reading through what electric utilities submitted for last week, just kind of an update on projects. They are working on the Carolina Avenue apartments and extending service out there in the construction phase. Also, the West Newburn apartments, extending electric service out there. They're working on Martin Marietta, making sure that the shelters and restrooms and all that are appropriately lit. They have some repair project and maintenance projects going on. They're working on the substations, always trying to get people signed up for load management. They're exploring fiber connectivity across Newburn. Let's see, they're working with NCDOT on all the changes that are going to be coming in James City as all of that is converted more to interstate, and we will all be able to get from Raleigh to the coast much more easily. Let's see. And they are also, you may have seen in the Sun Journal, the article about the board looking for additional cable and internet providers to come to Newburn. And the electric utilities group has really been talking a lot with Metronet, which is one of the prospective vendors that could come into Newburn to explore that service. So I would say Charlie is pretty busy and his staff is pretty busy, as they always are. But I read that in his weekly report and I was like, oh my goodness, I don't think people know the extent of service the staff required and just what they're up to on a weekly basis. So shout out to our linemen and all the folks over there who are keeping us in service, right?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
And of course, we did have the ribbon cutting last week. I thought it was really cute that Craven Community College is sharing some of the photos of the event when they cut the ribbon at the Law Enforcement Training Center. And just as a reminder, there will be more of a, when we can all get out in greater numbers, there will be a larger community celebration for folks to come out and see the new simulator at the Law Enforcement Training Center at the Volt campus. So.
Very cool. Yeah. And are we ready for somebody that is really good with kids?
Yes.
Yeah.
Invite them in.
This is a gentleman that I follow. I've been following him for a very long time. I think ever since the Unity Hands were the mural back years ago. Sorry. Okay. Derek Bryant, Derek Artby Benetez. And
yes, very talented. Hey, what's going on?
I'm working.
Yeah. He's a gardener, a painter. You're just an awesome family man, great guy. And
I'm so sorry, but I'm like trying to pack up all this kids stuff for the classes coming up. So I'm packing up their packets, the erasers, and the stuff that I'm sending to the kids, and doing a whole bunch of stuff because I got a meeting at 1, then I got to run. I'm just too busy for my own brain right now.
We owe so much of the beauty in this city to you.
I'm sorry, let me be still. Okay.
And the ongoing effort you have to bring art and beauty to this community. So you are just one of the wonders, I feel like, of Newburn.
Yeah.
I just look at it as home. I've always, I went to college out in California, and they do this. Back then, that was nothing, just to go out and paint a building or to beautify a building, things of that nature. That was easy. That was nothing. So I got a unique experience when I moved to the West Coast, and when I was in art school out there. Some years and years ago. I don't want to reveal how old I'm getting. Oh man, but I've been around the block a few times. But I'm glad that I did travel and have unique experiences in the art world. Out on the West Coast, it was a phenomenal place. San Francisco is a city like other. I miss it so much. I said I may retire when I stop painting, but I don't think I'll ever stop painting, probably till I die. I'll probably die with a paintbrush in my hand.
That would be your amazing way to go.
But just moving forward, I wanted to bring it back home. That was always my overall goal in life, was to really, do something significant for my hometown. With my gift, and I got a chance, and I think it was 2011 I did the first mural. So it's been a while. I had quite a journey, right, Wendy? It's been quite a journey.
Yes.
She's been
You're
keeping
amazing.
up.
You're my favorite.
She's been keeping up with me all over the years. It's been challenging. It's been a great learning experience. I started a nonprofit right then as well. I got incorporated, I think, in 2015. And it's just been up ever since. I've just been taking baby steps, just trying to steadily, reach the kids. And it's been remarkable over the years. We're gradually growing. We're getting new sponsors every year, different people. Even with COVID, it's okay. We just find, I'm a man of like too many talents. You know, I just find out I'll reach you through the TV. So, you know, right now we have coming up, leading up to that, we have coming up March 27th. I'm going to release the online classes to the kids. So they're kind of like pre-recorded instructional classes that I've recorded and done strategically to kind of help them learn how to draw in strategic ways. So this time I'm doing cartooning because all the kids, they've been bugging me like over the years, when are you gonna do cartooning? We're tired of all this lines and shadow and all this because you know they beat me up. So I finally developed a kind of a, what would I say, a formula for the kids to do cartooning a bit that kind of breaks it down and simplifies it for them a little bit better. But I wanted to get the basics for them last year, and they were like, this is boring, but it's just stuff that they needed though. So now this year they can have a little fun. Hopefully we'll be open a little bit more by the fall. Secretly planning something, hopefully, if we're able to add more people during the fall.
Yes.
I do have a website. I think you guys already probably know the website by now, right? Wendy, do you want me posting in the
Colorfest, is it colorfestinc.com?
Yep, colorfestinc.org.
.org, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was just testing you.
So what? Yeah, I'm here. I'm ready. I haven't had any sleep. I just got my voice back. I'm drinking tea. I'm doing the right thing. See? But everybody talked me to death in Newburn when I was painting the mural. So, you know, I lost my voice for a few days. I talked to hundreds of people, feel like.
It's gorgeous. The
It
new
is.
mural, all of your murals are gorgeous, but I missed it, and I wish I came down to see it when you were there. So
no, it's there. I know I do them. So I do them pretty fast because I'm pretty busy. I'm a pretty busy guy. So my time is really valuable. So I try to maximize a lot of time in my days, just like you guys saw me scrambling around before you brought me in. I try to really maximize my time. And that's what I try to teach the kids as well. You know, you can do so much if you really maximize your time wisely, because everybody's not able to do what I do. But I've just been, you know, over the years, strategically training myself to get more discipline and maximizing time. So, you know, I just want to kind of pass that down to the kids too when I work with the kids. On a softer note, say on a softer note, yeah. Everybody's begging me about the adult classes too. That's why I said I'm like so busy, like I'm trying to keep up with everybody, and I'm like, I'm getting pulled now. You guys are dragging me.
Can I say?
If you guys go to the website, you'll see, I guess the flyer and everything for March 27th. If you have any kids that you know of, like I said, just send them our way. What'll happen on that day, the 27th, they'll be sent out a code to actually sign in to get into the classes where they can, you know, watch them as many times as they need to practice and so forth, you know, of that nature. That's what I do with that. Because I've tried to do the live thing and it just doesn't work for me. Time-wise, you know, because I like to keep it on a nice time-wise. But, you know, art, we can be painting for 4 or 5 hours and just lose yourself. So, you know, I've gotten a little bit more strategic, you know, with it. So, yeah, that's what I'm offering for the kids this year. We had, I think, about 50 plus kids last year that signed up for the art classes. So it's looking really, really promising. I'm probably going to end up doing both. I'm just strategically looking for artists. I move like a tortoise when it comes to, you know, when I plan and when I pick out who, you know, the people that I need to teach classes and so forth. Because, you know, I'm just that type of guy. You guys see my work, so, you know, that's how I am.
Question.
You know, yes, ma'am.
So your mural, you painted it this weekend. You came really quick, like a thief in the night, and kind of left this amazing, beautiful stain on the fabric of Newburn. Exactly. I was there. I watched you work. It's amazing what you do. And I guess it's a two-part question. One, why that location on Roundtree and Broad? And then secondly, what industrial strength magnets did you buy to pull all the community members and the artists that just organically came and started helping and feeding and just, you know, everything that you wanted to
it was amazing.
Manifest. Yeah, how did you do that? Make it a complete project.
I don't know. I really don't know. When I'm trying to tell you, when I guess it just spreads like a wildfire now because I've been kind of doing it for a while now. But when I finally say I'm gonna paint it, it's just like everybody shows up. That's just how it is. And even when I paint at night, overnight, because I paint around the clock when I paint. Until I complete. That's just how I am. A lot of people can't keep up with me. That's why you sometimes only see me because just
and why
I'm a workaholic. But I just love art. You know, when I get going, it's just that. But that property there, my family owns that property right there. That building is actually the first cleaners on Eastern North Carolina. It was the first cleaners there in that building. Yes, a very historical
I didn't know
building.
that.
Yep. So, you know, my parents, they just did not want to go the historical route yet. I don't know why. You know, just certain things that you have to upkeep that building, and you know, you have to keep it to that standard of that historical standard that it has to be at, that it was back then. So, you know, they're like, man, I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, so, you know, and that just gave me a canvas, you know, to just really express myself. And that's what you guys are really just seeing, you know, just me expressing myself on a larger scale. The bigger, the better, you know.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, some artists are intimidated by, you know, that large space that it is, but, you know, I love it. It's like a sheet of paper to me. That's the comparison that I think of it when I attack it. So, you know, I don't know, that I just love it, you know, and the community is loving it because I love it. You know, that it's like it's contagious. Like,
yes,
you know, even when you come around me, everyone, well, Wendy knows, you know, anyone that meets me, you know, that I'm kind of contagious.
you are. You have some kind of magnetism. Like I'm
I don't know what it is
every
either.
time I see you, I'm starstruck. I watch you have, you know, your social media. You're working with Venus flytraps and you're gardening and you're
oh my gosh, should I show you? I gotta
see what he's doing.
We're gonna be outside all day. I don't even want to go in the garden.
Oh my gosh.
A blessing to be able to feed yourself, to be able to actually feed yourself from the land. It's really a blessing. I'm thankful. I've been doing it now probably for about 6 years, but I'm just so thankful. You know, probably next year I won't have to go to the grocery store at all. Maybe just for meats, but I don't eat meat. Maybe my wife, but I won't have to go to the grocery store for what I need to eat. So it's just a blessing, you know. I'm just speechless because when I went to paint the mural, I left, came back, everything was popping up like they grew like 2 feet tall. I was like, what? Like they never grow when you look at them. I'm telling you, plants, it's crazy that way. When you sit there and look at plants, they will not grow. The moment you take your mind off of them, leave them alone, let nature take its course, they grow like instantly, like overnight. It was amazing. Yeah, but yeah, that's just, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get sidetracked. I got excited.
Sorry, no, I got excited when I saw those Venus flytraps. Although
I'm gonna see how long I can keep them.
I got one. I got 2 of them. They
say they can live up to 20 years. How long have you had yours? I'm gonna try to keep them.
Since you posted that, I think you posted last year.
Let's see if we can make it. Let's see if we can make it. I'm gonna transplant mine. I'm gonna transplant mine in a bigger pot.
That's what I need to do to mine because mine's not growing and Laura's is getting bigger.
Go ahead and feed it. Go ahead and feed it. Get a few bugs and whatnot because it needs some more protein to kind of get a little bit bigger. How mine got big really quick. I fed a lot of protein.
Well, I kept seeing that they were closed. Like there was.
Yeah, they're gonna. Well, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen is once you feed them, it's gonna die. You know, that's just a natural course. Each Venus flytrap is kind of like its own plant, so to speak. But, you know, once it dies off, it's going to be like 2 or 3 more that's going to sprout out really fast. So that's how, and mine just keeps sprouting, you know, that they get bigger and bigger as they come out, you know. So I'm ready to transplant it. Yeah, my son screamed. He was like, ah! But like when I put a bug in it, because he never saw it before, you know. I got a 3-year-old son, you know, he's amazing. Kids are amazing. I love him. He was like, Daddy, I'm never going to stick my finger in there. I just seen that thing eat that thing. But yeah, I just like to grow. Like, I really like to, you know, learn as much as I can while I'm here. I don't see why I'm wasting this fleshly vehicle for nothing, you know. So, you know, I'm a learner. I like to learn. I learn from people. I learn from you all, you know. And I guess that's what makes me a little bit magnetic, because I learn from everyone I cross paths with. You know, I learn something from, I take something from them. In exchange, you know, I give them good energy. So maybe that's what it is. Because I'm telling you, we said, she knows it. We said, hey, we're getting hungry out here. Man, we need to think about some food possibly. A grill showed up. Food showed up. We didn't ask for anything. It just showed up. Like, I don't know. Manifestation is a beautiful thing when you use it the right way. I would say.
Yes, the positivity just is
right. Yeah, like everything happened organically and naturally, and you know, even me painting overnight, because you know, when I paint overnight all the way through the night, just about sometimes. And you know, people that come out at night, they come out at night.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're there to talk to me, to cheer me on, and you know, they're the most friendliest people. You know, the people that you think that are, you know, maybe the most down and out, you know, harsh, angry, you know, upset with life. The moment, you know, art brings, you know, it just brings life out of people. And I just appreciate it so much.
Awesome.
It is so nice to catch up with you today.
Did I answer the question?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we appreciate you. I've been wanting.
So yeah, just like I said, if you guys reach out to me, like I always need things for the kids. People don't even, I tell people, you don't have to give money at all. Just, you know, supplies, you know, water, you know, it's just stuff for the kids that they need. Even buying them supplies for, you know, the art classes, pads, pencils, you know, erasers, just little stuff. All that stuff really counts for me, you know, because that's the most expensive stuff, is the art supplies when it comes to art.
Do you have a list on your website so that people can pay attention?
You'll see, yeah. That's why I gave it to you. You'll see like the different things, the levels and stuff where you can actually donate to give for paper, to donate to give for glue. Because we also do another special project where I go to different schools and they do greeting cards for me that I actually send off to different old folks home. I don't like to use that word, but seniors.
Okay.
Silver citizen.
Hey, trust me. I'm like
titanium.
I'm like experiencing my first round of gray hair now, like coming on my nose in different places. So it's interesting. It's interesting. Like I get to appreciate like every level of life now. It's interesting. I like it. I like getting older. I would say I really do. I don't know about the aches and pains after when I'm done painting on that wall. But I like it. Yeah, I really do.
Well, thanks for coming on the show today. Go ahead, Wendy.
Yeah, real quick, if you have time on Earth Day, I would love for you to pop in on our Zoom and I'll contact you. But just to it's April 22nd, but I'll get in touch with you.
What they tell the young kids tell me, what they tell you to do. DM me or something. What they say, send me a message.
Direct message, right?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I'm not very good at that, but I'll email you.
Oh, there we go.
Or call you. Yeah.
Call me or email me.
Old fashioned.
You're awesome.
So yeah, it was really nice. Maybe let me see if I can get everybody's name. I'm really good with faces, so.
We lost you.
Where'd you go?
Yeah, now you're muted.
Uh-oh, you muted yourself out.
I did. It's okay. I'm back. I'm
Okay.
learning.
You're scaring
Okay,
me.
Miss Jane, is it Colleen?
Colleen.
Colleen. Okay, Colleen, I know you, Wendy, of course. Talina will be good. Yep. So, yeah.
We're good.
Any other questions? I got about 10 more minutes before I really have to run.
We have one question from
Sure.
Pamela Brown Ayers. Where are the murals located? I
The
know.
corner of Queen and Broad Street. Like you can't miss it. Like you really can't.
Right, and you said
Yeah.
Roundtree and Broad is another, and I mean,
Yeah,
they're in
Roundtree,
that area.
Roundtree is a street that we actually shut down where we actually do chalk art in the street with the kids. I'm gonna, like I said, once we open back up, I'm gonna try to introduce more food trucks, and I'm gonna try to introduce people to actually do vendors where they can actually sell artwork. Like I've been moving really slow because I like to cover all my I's and my T's, when I do things, when I move, so I don't have to backtrack. But that's really where I'm headed. I want to turn that whole area over there into, like a very artsy little festival, at least once a year for the kids, maybe even in the fall, but that's like way down the road. I'm just trying to take my baby steps, but because
Good to have a
that's just
blue
how
sky idea.
I am. So
Well,
yeah, I mean I think the last year that we did it, we had one more mural to do all there. We've done 4. It would have been the 5th year, 1920 or 2020. That's when it all started kind of going kind of haywire with the COVID and all that good stuff. So, that's when I transitioned online last year. So yeah, 2019, I think was the last one. Was it the last one?
We were out there playing kickball, me and Alderwoman Harris.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had kickball, at the end, always do a water gun fight. Because it's pretty hot, it's pretty hot and the kids are exhausted by the end. So, by the time I'm splattering them with water balloons, that brings them back to life again. I try to feed them, we feed them, give them food. I give them art supplies. What else we do with them? What else do we do out there? I know the police station, they come out there, they do a little exhibit thing. The fire trucks come out. Right. But like slowly, I want to try to introduce more to the scene. But I just wanted to kind of, just slowly take my time and kind of introduce, Color Fest to people because, everybody doesn't know about Color Fest still. Even though I've done it since 2011, it's still a gradual growth process. And, I'm appreciative of it because, I'm learning something every year. I'm learning something new. Oh, don't do that. Oh, do this. Oh, man, we need more tents. It's too hot. So, that's why I try to go slow because if I'm rushing out, man, I got 1,000 kids out here and we're burning up. We don't have enough tents. So, I'm gradually growing. So, we get 1,000 kids, we got 1,000, at least enough tents to cover all those kids, accommodate them. And, we're finding new people that have specialties and they do different things that can help bring Color Fest back to life or even bigger than I dreamed. But I'll tell you why I started Color Fest. I started Color Fest for my daughter. When my daughter was born, I had the idea that I wanted her to have an experience to be able to take over once I get too old to continue doing what I do to, build it up to something that she can continue on and something that can just continue on and grow throughout the years, longevity, so I can be a statue in Newburn somewhere with a paintbrush. You guys make a statue out of me, right?
There you go. We'll get you, yeah.
Definitely.
But seriously, that's really why I started Color Fest. My daughter was my inspiration behind it. When I was younger, she's a teenager now, man. She'll be
taller than me.
Oh my goodness, she's almost taller than me.
And fun fact about Derek, you painted a mural inside of Stanley White, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and I'm hoping I'm gonna contact Parks and Rec again and sit down with them with some blueprints or some stuff that I want to actually present to them when the time is right. Once they get everything booked up and up
pay
the
for
park.
Right? The outfield at Kafer Park. at the baseball field,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
At the police station.
yeah, we did that year too. Yeah, it's been like,
Yep.
yeah, it's
We
just
need to
little
do that
stuff just
again, too.
over the years. That's why I said it's just like baby steps, maybe the energy wasn't right at the time, or maybe just the timing just wasn't right. That's why I always tell people I just take baby steps. This might be a 30-year plan, but by the end of 30 years, it's what it needs to be to, continue on without us. Even if we're not there, the kids can continue it. It can be
Yes.
something that, can keep going. And that was just really my overall plan behind Color Fest. When I decided to just start it, I did that mural. I woke everybody up in the city.
You
When I did
did.
it back then, I
Yeah.
woke everybody up in the city, and it's been no looking back from there. And I just want to continue to grow with everybody I come across and everybody I meet. Even if it's it doesn't. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
I heard somebody call me.
I hate to cut you off. We're running.
No, cut me off.
We're running out of time, but I wanted to let you know that you're Tara Hamilton Bailey. Not sure if you know her, but appreciate all his work here. And Sonia Babick said a bear statue. So we'll have what about a bear statue? Now you want likeness of you, right?
Color Fest bear right there by your
That's what we need.
No, I got something else. I'm gonna do some functional art. That's all I can tell you.
Okay.
I can't tell you what it is, but I'll have to get like disclosures and stuff because I don't have it. I can't let you know what it is yet. It's a secret.
That's all right. It's a surprise.
Well,
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do some functional art in that. That's what I don't. It's the bear is good, but this is gonna be better. Well, it's something that the kids can actually play on, and it's art at the same time.
Very cool. Very cool.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that's what's coming. So yeah.
Great.
All right, Derek. Well, thank you so
Derek.
Awesome
Thanks,
seeing
Derek.
Yeah, all right,
you.
I'm
You're
out of here,
awesome.
man. Tell them
See
I
you
gotta
later.
go deliver all these erasers. I'm getting ready for you kids. All right,
You're
see you guys
wonderful.
later.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
All right.
That's
Oh
great.
my God, I love him.
That is
It's
infectious
infectious.
energy. I love it.
Everybody's smiling.
Yeah.
He's got
Yeah.
that effect.
Wow.
Yeah, he is incredible. Just an awesome guy. So, yes.
All right, you
Cyclone
wanna
of
answer
positivity.
our trivia question?
Yes.
We're low on time.
Yes. Okay. The question is, what organization reaches across class, cultural, ethnic boundaries to ensure all girls have a place to grow and develop their leadership skills?
Stephen Brown's concealed carry class. I don't know.
Do you want us to answer this?
Okay,
or do
I'm
you
going
have-
to say it one more time. What organization reaches across class, cultural, and ethnic boundaries to ensure all girls have a place to grow and develop their leadership skills?
I
And
think
if you
somebody got it right on Facebook.
well, if we'll give one more, okay, somebody else guessed. Older woman Harris guessed too. So we have Janine Schubert. I'm so sorry. I'm butchering your name, so I'm not going to try. You guessed. So it is. What's the answer, you guys?
The
Something
Girl
to do with
Scouts.
cookies?
Girl Scouts. Yes. Laura said bluebirds. I think it was bluebirds or whatever. So I don't know. Who was a Girl Scout?
Oh, no.
No? I'm the only one, really?
I was a brownie. Does that count?
Oh, yeah, you were. Well, that's Girl
Oh, that's
Scouts.
right. That's part of the Girl Scouts. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, if you're watching, who was a Girl Scout?
Oh,
Jamisha was.
Harris was a Girl Scout. Yay! That's awesome. I
Yeah,
didn't
that worked.
know that.
Yeah, we've had a lot of interactivity today.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yes. And wow, that was a great show. I can't believe it's
Over.
Right.
Wow.
It is.
Time flies.
It
And
sure does.
okay, just real quick, I want to let everyone know that the calendar, the Newburn community calendar is back on
Woohoo.
Newburn Now. Yes, on newburnnow.com, the website. So you could see it. And if you want to submit events, make sure that you're, they're COVID friendly, and we'll be happy to add them to the calendar. So give me a call at 259-6853 if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or you want to become a guest on the podcast. So,
Or if you'd like to email her, you can also email info@newburnnow.com. We have had such a wonderful, robust show today, and we hope everybody will join us March 25th next week at 1 o'clock. We are going to be on Zoom then as well for the Podsquad, which will also be on Newburn Now's Facebook page. And we'll have another trivia question and more prizes to whoever answers it correctly. And then the video and audio of our podcasts are always uploaded to not just newburnnow.com, but also to YouTube, iTunes, and wherever you listen to podcasts. So you can also listen to Newburn's News Talk radio station, WNOS 103.9 FM. They are so kind to Wendy and to this show. They broadcast it every Wednesday at 8 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So Wendy, is that a wrap?
oh, yes, that is a wrap, folks.
We hope everybody listening and watching has a great day. We'll see you next week. You ready with your music?
Yes.
Woo!
Woo!
Bye!
There we go. Bye, guys. Have a great day. Thanks for listening. Where's the end button? End.